Hey, Personal Finance. So I'm going to talk you through the sheets portion of the final exam today. So let's come over here. So these are the family budget project sheets. And what you need to fill out in this first one is just this top row here. And the instructions for how you're going to fill that out are down here. So you don't need to change anything that's down here, just the stuff that's up there. Your name, your job type that was assigned to you, your gross salary from salary.com, adjusted for the place that you live in, and then this is where the formulas start coming in. Your gross monthly salary is going to be this one divided by 12, and you can see that formula here. And just so you guys know, I always put spaces in between my numbers to make them easier to read, but you don't have to do that. That's just to make it so that you can see it easily. But Excel does not need, or Google Sheets does not need the spaces in between. That's just to make it so you can see it easily. And if you'll remember, to make it into a formula that calculates for you, you just have to put an equal sign in front of it. So if my gross salary is $41,000 a year, then my monthly salary is going to be this one. My monthly salary is going to be equals this one divided by 12, which matches that formula there. Okay, so that's my monthly salary. So then FICA, and each one of these down here explains what it goes for. I think it's really important when your money is going someplace to kind of understand where it's going and what it's doing. So FICA is what pays for Social Security, which is like assistance for the elderly and disabled when they're not able to work. It's 6.2% of your monthly salary. So that's going to be equals this number times 0.062, right? Because it's 6.2%, so 0.062. Okay, so every month I'm contributing $211 to Social Security. Okay, so Medicare is 1.45% of your monthly salary, so that's going to be equals, I always forget to do the equals, equals this one times 0.0145. Okay, enter. The federal tax is 15% of your monthly salary, so that's equals this times 0.15. State tax is 4.2% of your monthly salary, so that's going to be equals this times 4.2? 0.42. Okay, so then your total taxes is going to be the sum of all of these taxes here. So equals, I'm going to write sum, which means going to add them all up, of these, and you just highlight those, and that shows what you want to add together. Okay, you have to have parentheses around the things you want to add together, but it kind of does it automatically, but you might have to add in that last one there. Okay, so I'm spending a total of almost $1,000 on taxes every month, and my net monthly income is going to be equals my gross monthly salary minus what's taken out of it. Okay? All right, so I'm really making about $2,500 a month. So that makes sense. Okay, so then what you're going to do with that, I am going to $24.99.29. I'm going to put that number into this next one. So this number is really, and I tried to copy the formula in there and it didn't work. So $24.99.29. Okay, so that's my monthly net income. So then what I'm going to do from there is I'm going to, this is how much I should be spending in each one of these categories, according to, you know, like the history of this course and just kind of like general recommendations. So in order to calculate what 5% of my monthly net income is, I'm going to do equals this number times 0.05. Okay, so that's how much I should be spending there, equals this number times 0.3 for 30%. And you guys kind of get the gist of this. That's how you do this. So 14% is going to be 0.14, 0.2, 0.09, 0.03, 0.05, 0.02, 0.12, and then this will add all together. So give me just a second, I'll show you what that adds up to for me. Okay, so then to add all this up, I'm going to do equals the sum of these, all of the things put together. Whoop. There. Okay, it's slightly off. Is it pretty close though? Sheesh. Hold on a second. Okay, so you can see it didn't add up quite right the first time. That's because I had the wrong number in this last one. I had 5% instead of 12%. So now it adds up just right. Okay, so that gives you a starting point to work from as you develop your budget, your detailed family budget. So here we go. My gross income, you're going to take this from, so I just want to tell you like the big picture of this one. This is giving you an idea of like how each of those categories breaks down. Now this is going to be a little bit complex because these categories don't fit exactly into these categories, but these categories give you an idea of where that money should be going. So if you want to, something might be helpful to you is you could color code within the family budget. Like, you know, sometimes these household expenses are actually like the Wi-Fi and subscriptions and cell phone tablets are actually going to be part of like the phone tablet Wi-Fi streaming section. So you actually have like not just the $749.79 to spend on this section, but you actually have the 30% plus the 9% there to spend on those things. So just you want to take a close look at that, and that's accurate of real life in that like everything financial it's not always cut and dry, you know, it's not always going to fit neatly into categories or be easily planned on. So this is something that, you know, you're going to be grappling with some complexities here, and I think that that might be a good exercise. Okay, so family budget. So what you want to do here to start off is put in your monthly gross income. So that's what, you know, you started with before taxes. And then you can times that by 12 to get your yearly, right? Because monthly times 12 should be your yearly. So then in each one of these boxes, right next to the category, you can put how much you should be spending there. So I know that for income taxes, my total amount for taxes is $917.38. 917.38. Okay, and then I can input those numbers here. Pause to do that real quick. Okay, so I put in my numbers for the monthly income taxes that are taken out. And then to get the yearly, I'm just going to do the number to the left times 12. Okay. Ooh, it even gives me a suggested autofill. Cool, I went with yes. So yeah, if you needed to, you could just drag that down, and then that would times each one of these cells by 12. Okay, so then what you need to do is put your household expenses in here. So start off with housing and upkeep. That's these things that you pay here. And so I'm going to do $749.79. But I also noticed that I have Wi-Fi subscriptions and cell phone tablets in here. So I'm going to add that to this too. So plus $224.94. So my total for household expenses plus the Wi-Fi streaming subscriptions ended up being $974.73. But I do notice that house insurance is not in this list. It is down here, so that's a level of complexity you're going to have to work with. And so, yeah, so then I'm going to go through and using the slides that you're going to do next time. So you may need to do this, like this is I'm teaching you bit by bit, but you're going to be coming back and kind of like circling around to a lot of this stuff to make it work. It's going to take you a little bit. Like this is a project that takes a full week of being in class in a normal school year. And we're going to give this 2 weeks to complete. So like if you don't complete this all today, that's okay. Like that's understandable and don't worry about it. Get as far as you can with it and circle back around to get it all to fit, okay? So the mortgage needs to come from your slides. Property taxes is all stuff you're going to figure out with that. With the next part of the project we're going to work on Monday, which is like the last bunch of your slides there. Heat, electricity, water, sewage, garbage, Wi-Fi subscriptions, etc. A lot of stuff in here actually is going to come from your budget baselines. So this is this next tab over here. And you can see I put a lot of kind of like, this is what things basically cost on average around here, at least in my household. And like some things are written, you know, like you can use this exact number. Some things you have to get from the things that you've gathered. So like your car payment is going to depend on your car. And you might be able to use the used car that you picked out earlier for your project before, but it might not fit in your budget. So you might need to find something different. Same thing with your mortgage payment. If you had a super awesome house for your house project, you might have to pick a different one that's a little bit more modest in order to make your budget work. These things that are yellow are things that's like how much you would pay every 3 months. So you are going to need to split that into 3 parts, you know, like divided by 3, so that this is going to be like $20 a month. This is going to be $2,000 for property taxes every 6 months. But if you rent a house or if you live in an apartment, then you don't have to pay property taxes. So there's a lot of things. I mean, you are looking at grown-up life here. Like all of these things have a level of complexity that you are going to be working with. And so I would encourage you to use the time to ask me questions. I am like super happy to help. This is a complex project and you're working with a single parent income here. And like I said, usually this project is done in partners. So you would have 2 incomes put together. And that is very true in our world, that the world is kind of based on people supporting themselves with 2 incomes. And you'll see why as you work on this. It's tricky. It's real tricky. So, okay, I'm going to close out the video for right now. Like I said, please ask me questions specific to you during the synchronous time, or visit me for office hours. Like, I'm super happy to help. This is a tricky project and I'm super happy to help. Okay, good luck, and I'll see you guys next time for the next video.